It was a different idea last year that I cannot believe Nick would sign off on, actually. That was, hey, we're going to rely on our quarterback's legs to keep him upright. Like, that's not.
We know Jalen was going off script. We don't know actually what the protection scheme was. We don't know it. This article implies that Jalen was kind of doing what he wanted to do at times. Like,
yeah, but that's not. It has nothing to do with the protection.
Of course it does. It
doesn't. No.
All right, this is what I'm talking about right here. What you got is an argument between on WIP. This is Philadelphia Sports. You got John Ritchie, a former NFL fullback who played football, who knows offense, right? And then you got this little weasel, little punk bitch, James Seltzer, right? Never played football. I would trash this dude right now. At my age, if we were to go out there on the field, I would trash this ball. He don't know nothing about football. Arguing with John Ritchie. Now, the topic is last year, what happened with the Eagles and how they fell apart at the end.
Use his legs and.
This is what I'm finding out. This is the theme that we're seeing with Jalen Hurts. Right now, Jalen Hurts lighting it up in training camp and doing his thing real good under Kellen Moore with the new offense and everything. Which I'm not surprised. I already knew what Hurts was going to do. Because Hurts is one of them dudes, he just go down too deep. He got way too much pride to come out there and just have a bad year. There's never been a time in Jalen Hurts' career going back to college that
maybe things could have been better. So I'm just saying, I do think this is a little murkier than you, Mike, in New York, and John are making that to be. Mike, you got.
Well, how you know, little bitch? What you know about football, cuz? See, this is why local sports radio is trash. It's because they put a player who knows football on the line with a little weasel who just may have went to school and got a little degree in media and communications or something like that, or they might have went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting to learn how to work some controls in the back, and then all of a sudden they put them dudes up front, right? So they out here with their little ideas, their little opinions about football players and who did what and who's supposed to do this and do that, and they don't know shit about football. That's where I'm getting at. Now, listen, I never played professional football. Now, I grew up as a definite fan of the sport, played, Little League, high school, all of that type of stuff, right? But you're not going to see me sitting up here debating Seth Joyner about football because I know my place. I know my research. I've researched the different types of alignments. I've researched the different types of defenses. I watched football for over 30 years, but all of that I realize is minuscule compared to someone that actually was out there and played and understands the dynamics of the locker room.
You've been waiting all day for your favorite team.
Right? Now, John Ritchie, he's not the most articulate guy in the world. He's not a dummy at all. But he's not like, just some orator. So sometimes, these guys that are on in the morning with him, they over-talk him and all of that. And I give John Ritchie all the credit in the world for not smacking the shit out of these dudes half of the time. You know what I mean? And not bringing up the fact that he played football and not being a jerk. Because if I was an actual football player who played for years in the NFL, and you put me on a show with a little weasel who don't know shit but how to talk shit, bro, I would crush him every minute. I'm going to bring up X's and O's. I'm going to bring up plays. I'm going to bring up formations. I'm going to do all of that. Because I'm going to make you shut up. But sports media ain't like that. But anyway, an article came out by a writer, a local writer, Tim McManus. And he was covering what happened last season. And many of the theories that I had last year are actually being proven in this here particular article here. So apparently he must have been asking questions, interviewing players, interviewing people in the background. Now, there is someone in the NovaCare complex that I talk to regularly. He's a guy that one of Dave Spadero's guys that I see at the gym. And I talk to him a lot. So I do get some, a little bit of background information. So I have a little bit of an idea what's going on with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not an official reporter yet, anyway. All right, so basically Nick Sirianni says here, according to Tim McManus, said he took full responsibility, that he felt he let the team down and didn't do a good enough job of empowering the players. The team source said it was passionate and from the heart. Now, this is what I'm saying. This is what Nick Sirianni. Now, this could just be coach speak and BS, right? That's possible. Nick Sirianni just taking all of the blame. And look, it's on me, so on. But what we're finding out, actually, and Diana Rossini said this as well, that no, it really is Nick Sirianni last season. All right, so for coaching is boisterous, emotional, and at times brash. This was Sirianni at his vulnerable best. His goal was to show accountability, according to a team source, and stress the need for others to do the same if the Eagles were to correct what went wrong and move forward. It was a breath of fresh air, a second team source said at the moment it showed leadership. Man, whatever, listen, man, Nick Sirianni ain't got no choice but to do that. Last year, offensively, man, even though we finished 7th, because the Eagles are one of the most talented offenses in the league, if not the most talented. Up there with the 49ers, up there with Detroit, up there with any offense that's high-powered, Miami, whatever. That's the reason. But we all know, we looked at the offense, man. When the offense went up against, tough defenses, like the time we played the Kansas City Chiefs, the time we played, even Dallas or whatever, there were times where the offense did not look the way we felt it could look. Because, and this is the reason we're going to get into. Said after the Eagles followed up a Super Bowl berth with a 10-1 start, right? The wheels quickly came off. And as I've been saying, and let's read. They lost 5 of their last 6 regular season games. Defenses reined in quarterback Jalen Hurts, who was in the first year of a landmark $255 million contract. Grumbling and sideline spats intensified, and the defending NFC champions were eliminated in the wild card round by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Even when we were 10-1, everyone was walking around like their dog died, a team source said. All year, instead of having fun playing, it was like, oh my gosh, we lost the Super Bowl. That's exactly what I've been trying to tell y'all. The Philadelphia Eagles last year, the entire season, were suffering a Super Bowl hangover. Many people were deceived by the fact that we started out 10-1, that we were the last team to go undefeated, right? The Eagles, the fan base, wide, worldwide, and also myself, never felt like the Eagles were quite right. But I kind of was being positive, being the fan that I am, and believing, they'll work out the kinks. They'll get it together. And typically, and the reason, I was just being a fan. But it's a Super Bowl hangover that happened in the reverse manner. Normally, teams lose. Losing shows that you're going through a hangover. What happened with the Eagles was the bad play was there, but they're so talented that they were able to chug through those wins to 10-1. Jalen Hurts had to have 4 or 5 come from behind victories. It was crazy. We saw the game against the against the Kansas City Chiefs. We saw the game against the Buffalo Bills. We saw even the game against Washington. We were struggling against Washington. The defense was trash. And part of the reason were the new coordinators. But as we'll see, it was Nick Sirianni who would not let the new coordinator, Brian Johnson, do what he wanted to do. All right. Things were off, including between the head coach and quarterback. ESPN spoke with several sources who detailed a prolonged strain between Hurts and Sirianni during the 2023 campaign, with one source with direct knowledge of the dynamic describing the relationship as fractured and unhealthy last season. At the root of the divide, all right, this is what's important. A disconnect in offensive visions. With what a team source described as a lack of full respect for Sirianni's X's and O's chops. Listen to that. See, as I've been saying, Nick Sirianni, since he's been here, has been a terrible play caller, has been a terrible play designer, and he has been terrible when you're talking about the on-the-field things, when it comes to calling a play, when it comes to putting the play together, putting the game together, and all these types of things. Nick Sirianni is horrible at these things. We saw that in his first year when the Eagles started out 2-6. 2-6, and one could say, it's your first year doing it, so on. All right, that's cool. But the Eagles were 2-6. When Nick Sirianni turned the reins over to Shane Steichen, the Eagles were somehow able to make it to the playoffs. I believe we won 9 games that year. We were able to turn it around and make it to the playoffs because Shane Steichen instituted more running. he instituted much easier plays for Jalen Hurts to make, much simpler stuff. Because you're talking about Hurts, that was his first year as a starter, right? He was primarily running a lot. We had a rookie Devontae Smith. We had Jalen Reagor, who I don't even know if he's in the league right now. Like, the team did not have the talent, but somehow we made it to the playoffs that first year. All right, now it was with Shane Steichen. Under Nick Sirianni, the team was horrible. It was some of the most horrible offense I've ever seen. Like, Nick Sirianni would literally go games where he would run the ball less than 10 times in a game and pass the ball 40 times. He's an idiot when it comes to calling plays and designing plays. He is an idiot. And then last year we saw an offense that had the fewest amount of motion in the entire league. The fewest amount of motion. How do you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith? How do you have, DeAndre Swift? How do you have all of these players? How do you have Dallas Goedert? How do you have all these players and there's like no motion in the offense? Like, what are you doing? But this is what Nick Sirianni's offense. And Nick Sirianni was not effectively putting in plays to deal with the blitz. His only answer for the blitz was was wide receiver screens where you got Devontae Smith blocking big ass linebackers. What are you doing? This was his answer for the blitz. It was probably Jalen Hurts wanted to do some different things. Brian Johnson wanted to do some different things. Nick Sirianni would not let them do those things. He implemented his offense. So what you saw out there was all Nick Sirianni. And why these little weasels all of a sudden trying to defend Nick Sirianni is blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind. Now listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but don't give me this bullshit. What has Nick Sirianni shown you that he's good without his coordinators? When he decides to take control of the situation, what has he produced? What has he produced? And don't talk to me about the Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni's the reason we lost the damn Super Bowl. What are we talking about? Nick Sirianni calling back the reins of the offense, taking damn field goals, little punk-ass field goals at times. We should have went for it. We had the best fourth down offense in the league. Come on, man. And you got to talk about that damn defense under Jonathan Gannon playing off them damn receivers. You're playing against the Kansas City Chiefs receivers who are trash, and you offer them linebackers out of position. All types of things that allow freaking Patrick Mahomes to run 26 damn yards on a fucked up ankle. Come on, man. Want to sit there and all these people, all they know how to do is blame a quarterback. With the 2024 season on the horizon, there is hope new offensive coordinator Kellen Moore can bridge the gap between the two, as one source close to Hurts puts it. Both Hurts and Sirianni made efforts to take accountability and mend fences this offseason, but their next stress test will have Sirianni coaching for his job and Hurts fighting to reclaim MVP form on a team desperate to return to the Super Bowl. Listen, man, Hurts going to be all right. Now, Nick Sirianni, man, if he stay his dumb ass out the way, he might be able to at least get through the season. For real. Because everybody else will take care of everything else, man. You go over there, keep the culture together. Go over there, deal with go bother the special teams dude, man. Like, we don't need you over here, brother. We don't need you over here, dog, with your little wide receiver screens. We don't need you over here, dog, with all your little RPOs, and that's it. Now, we're gonna put Jalen Hurts under the center a little bit more. We're gonna have him doing classic shotgun. We're gonna have more hot reads. We're gonna have more. And the good thing too, we got Saquon Barkley to hand the ball off to. And then my only concern with Kellen Moore, my only concern is bad situational calling, situations where, I don't want to see no damn empty sets and you trying to pass on 2nd and 2. I want to see you run the ball. When you're in situations where you got a lead, I want to see you grinding the clock down, running the ball. That's the thing I need to see Kellen Moore add to it. I don't want to see Kellen Moore doing, all this old crazy complex stuff in situations where it's not needed. A lot of that stuff you need to save for the big teams and the big games. All right? I don't want to see like an offense that's out there just trying to stat pad. Right? I don't need Jalen Hurts to have 5,000 yards passing and 50 touchdowns like these stupid ass people think. No. Just go out there, do enough to blow the teams out. Strong defense, control the clock. I want to see time of possession. I want to see us winning that. Those are the things I want to see. I want to see fundamentals, time-tested football that wins championships. All right? I don't need to be able to brag to none of y'all on YouTube who think, a quarterback's supposed to go out there and just throw for a bunch of fucking yards. Half the time when the quarterback has a bunch of yards, he's usually in a shootout because his defense sucks. So he has to keep trying to score. So I'm not impressed with Miami and Tua and all that. Tua's not better than no damn Jalen Hurts. I'm not impressed with dudes like Justin Herbert. I'm not impressed with Dak Prescott numbers. Dak Prescott is a garbage time quarterback who gets garbage stats. In a game against the Green Bay Packers where they got blown out, they got mangled. This dude still, oh, well, he passed for 400 yards. Yeah, because you're getting blown the hell out. You're trying to make a comeback. Nobody's impressed with that. Show me them yards in the first half. That's what matters when the game is in the balance. Come on, man. What are we doing? So that's what I hope to see out of Kellen Moore, man. Just don't bring no dumb stuff. All right, now here they talk about awkward non-answer from Hurts to cast fresh doubt on whether a wound was fully. Listen, man, I don't care nothing about that. I don't care nothing about what's going on with Hurts. And like some of these guys, local guys, stay up here. Jalen Hurts just has to have this respect for Nick Sirianni. Listen, Jalen Hurts ain't no Toby, bro. He ain't no Toby, man. We don't do that Toby stuff around here. Jalen Hurts is a perfectionist. He's a guy that's trying to win. He's a guy that's excellent. And what you don't understand about Jalen Hurts, he done been around Nick Saban. He done been around Lincoln Riley. He actually was around Doug Peterson. So he's automatically going to compare Nick Sirianni to those guys. And he don't measure up. And all of us know he doesn't. Why are we trying to front like he does? Like he's not one of those guys. At all. At all. He couldn't even outcoach Jonathan Gannon last year when we played against the Cardinals. He couldn't even outcoach Wink Martindale, bro. Come on, man, when we played the Giants. Nick Sirianni is trash. That's what he is, man. But if he stay the hell out the way, we can somehow still succeed. Let this dude live out his contract, go off into the sunset, go grab another job, because there's a sucker born every minute. And if Kellen Moore does a good job, I'm all for Kellen Moore being made the head coach. If he's a guy that knows how to connect with the players and all those different things that Nick Sirianni supposedly does well. Hurts is considered more reserved, limited. Listen, I don't care about all that, man. All that stuff is drama. I just want to get right down to it. X's and O's, Nick Sirianni not strong with that. Jalen Hurts don't respect that. And because of that, the offense looked like trash. And since the offense looked like trash, there's been a ripple effect from that. And everything went downhill. That's really the story in a nutshell. All that other stuff about, Jalen Hurts is reserved and don't like conflict. Nick Sirianni like conflict. That's that stuff to these girls.
What's going on?
Right here.
How you been,
That's
pal?
what these girls want to talk about.
Well, I already told you the other day when I called. John, how you doing, sir? Haven't seen you.
Listen to this dude. Listen to this dude.
Been busy. New job. But holy crap, another Eagles season is upon us.
Yeah, right.
I can't wait. I can't wait. And the Phillies are doing.
You like your new job?
Dude, I love it, man. I make so much more money than I was before. And I'm looking forward to October because where I work, they do this thing once a year called a shutdown. So I'll be working 21 days in a row, 16 hours a day.
Whoa!
You're looking forward to that?
I was so confused. Real quick, he said we're going to do this.
Listen, I don't know what they're doing. I ain't got time for that. I ain't going to hold you all day, man. So that's pretty much what I got on that, man. Philadelphia Eagles will be having their first preseason game this week against the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know who's going to be out there. I don't know if Lamar going to play at all. I don't know if the first team Eagles is going to play. I'm looking forward to seeing some of our young corners. The guy we got from out of TCU, my man Quinyon Mitchell. I don't know if Cooper DeJean, Caitlin Clark's buddy, is going to play or not. I heard he was having a hamstring issue, so I would not be surprised if he doesn't. But I'm interested in seeing Keely Ringo, how he's progressed. I'm interested in seeing, I would like to see Sidney Brown, but I don't think he's going to be ready. How Devin White looks in the defense. I definitely want to see Trotter Jr. I want to see Jalix Hunt. I want to see the new guy that we got from the Jets. I keep forgetting his name. That's crazy. Bad with names, y'all. Yeah, man. So now that second preseason game, I will be at that game. I will be filming live. I'm gonna go full land speaks. We're gonna go live from that second preseason game. You know what I mean? Just to get a feel for what's going on, get a feel for the environment, get a feel for how the players look, man. If I can get close to any player at all and ask them something, we gonna do that. Probably won't be able to, but we'll see, man. So, With that, man, thanks for listening. Peace out.